Well, I hail from the great state of West Virginia.
Hey! I like that.
And actually, brother, we lived at Brooksville whenever I first came to know Christ. My dad and I were walking down through the backyard of at the parsonage there, right there on Route 5 along the Little Canal River. You know where I'm talking about. We lived right on the river. In fact, it got in our basement one time. That wasn't a good situation. But my dad and I were walking down through the yard one day, and I'd been asking all kinds of questions, and I finally asked him, I said, well, what's it mean to be saved? And he just took me right through it right there. Made it as plain and simple as he preached this morning, as plain and simple as it could be. Here I was, an 8-year-old boy, and I understood it. So I took Jesus Christ right there. I'm sorry, he took me. And then I was baptized, I think maybe even that next Sunday. And got a Bible then too. I remember I still have it somewhere, a little turquoise Bible. But that's me. Now, have I lived a perfect life? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that's just called living life. And then raised in, I went to public school there until about 7th grade, and then I went to a little Christian school in Gallipolis, Ohio, which was just across the river from where we were living there in Mason County. And freshman year of high school, I remember sitting on Dad's sermon. My dad was a pastor. I don't know if you guys knew that or if I said that. I was sitting at the sitting in the back row with my buddies, and I don't think he was pointing at me at all on this, but he said if he was going through the invitation of people who might want to be saved or maybe just need to get back in fellowship with the Lord, and he said, hey, if you feel like you're supposed to be a preacher, and I don't know, it just felt like lightning shot through me. And I was sitting there, and I told him about that night. And he talked to me about it a little bit, and then it was a couple months later, I preached my first sermon. And so that was in 2003, so it's been 22 years, 22 years ago. I've been preaching and pastor. My dad was pastor at a church there in Spencer, West Virginia. And I was going there, and then he just it was around April of 22. He got sick, and that was kind of shook us all because my dad never got sick. I don't ever remember him being sick. But in April of 2022, he got sick, and he got to the point where he could barely talk. He couldn't preach, so he had me come preach for him on Sundays and fill in for him. And then in July, he was gone. He went to be with the Lord.